This episode examines how curriculum rigidity and restrictedness create significant barriers to the inclusion of autistic children in early childhood education in Pakistan. It highlights how a lack of curriculum flexibility, rigid training practices, and the absence of individualized learning plans prevent these children from accessing quality education. By addressing these educational constraints, the episode emphasizes the need for a more inclusive and adaptive curriculum that accommodates the diverse learning needs of autistic children, ensuring equal opportunities for growth and participation in mainstream education.
Hi Assalamualaikum and welcome back. Today I'd like to delve into the topic of how the rigidity and lack of flexibility in the current educational system is resulting in the exclusion of autistic children from mainstream education in Pakistan. This issue, rooted deeply in the structure and philosophy of the Pakistani educational system, poses a serious challenge for promoting inclusion of autistic children in mainstream schooling in Pakistan. To highlight this, I'd like to share a personal experience of my decade-long work in the education sector, with a specific emphasis on the work I do with autistic children. One instance that stands out, which I'd like to share today, is of an autistic child who had made significant progress and was ready for mainstream schooling. His parents, who were eager to see him thrive, had enrolled him in a mainstream educational setting. Yet, within just 2 weeks, the child was asked to leave the school. Why was he asked to leave? The reason cited by the school was that he was not at par with the curriculum of his fellow classmates. Imagine, the school refused to make any accommodations in the curriculum to help support this young learner and instead asked him to leave the school. This brings us to a very critical question. Why was the school unable or unwilling to modify the curriculum to accommodate the needs of this young learner? This situation illustrates a much broader systemic issue in which schools are not willing or are unable to adjust their curriculum to cater to the needs of autistic learners. The current system in Pakistan, including the curriculum, is not designed to be adaptable. The curriculum is very rigid and cannot be changed by schools to fit the needs of different learners. As a result, any child who does not conform to this is automatically excluded from mainstream schooling. Such experiences are not isolated incidences, but rather are indicative of a much broader problem in the educational system of Pakistan. Rigidity of the curriculum leaves no room for differentiation or for individualized plans to be made for autistic learners, or in fact for any learner who does not fall within the box. This inflexibility marginalizes children with autism and speaks to the larger need for a paradigm shift in the curriculum to cater to children with diverse needs. Now that I've shared a personal anecdote, let's turn to the literature and see how it supports these claims. According to the UNESCO Global Education Monitoring Report, the implementation of a single national curriculum across Pakistan significantly hampers the inclusion of autistic children in mainstream schooling across Pakistan. This is primarily due to the inherent rigidity in the single national curriculum. Despite the 18th Constitutional Amendment in 2010, which devolved education to the provincial level, the prevailing national curriculum fails to accommodate inclusive education as part of their curriculum. The article Embracing Diversity, the Case for Differentiated Instruction in Pakistan's Inclusive Classrooms by Safdar et al. Expands on this by stating how the existing national curriculum basically limits the use of differentiation in classroom settings. In addition to this, the pressure of coercive tests also results in the exclusion of different learners. Teachers are also often constrained by the rigidity in the curriculum, which leaves no room for them to make differentiated plans and accommodations for diverse learners. The article highlights how the curriculum lacks the flexibility to employ differentiated instruction effectively and does not adequately address the challenges posed classroom sizes. These large classroom sizes are very common in Pakistani schools. This makes it difficult for teachers to provide individualized attention and employ flexible grouping strategies, both of which are very crucial for differentiated instruction. This lack of responsiveness results in textbooks, learning materials, assessments and monitoring mechanisms that do not support the mechanisms of inclusive education. This has been carefully highlighted in an article by Iqbal et al. This article points out that children with additional needs often have different learning needs and speeds, which makes it difficult to accommodate them within the current educational curriculum. This inflexibility in the curriculum poses a barrier to effectively integrating students with special needs into mainstream classrooms. Consequently, children from vulnerable backgrounds and those with autism are automatically excluded from being included in the mainstream educational system of Pakistan. The article by Shaukat further corroborates the findings regarding the rigid nature of the curriculum and its implications for autistic children's inclusion in mainstream schooling in Pakistan. Following the 18th Constitutional Amendment in 2010, education became a regional responsibility. However, the prevailing curriculum still remains rooted in the national curriculum, which actually fails to address the needs of inclusive education adequately. This deficiency is particularly alarming as it completely excludes children with disabilities. Other researchers such as Upadhyay and Kakar have also emphasized this existing rigid curriculum and the need to implement a more flexible curriculum, which remains absent in the current educational framework, further complicating the inclusion of autistic children in mainstream schooling. From the above, it can be deduced that a number of authors, including AINSCO, supported the exclusionary impacts and effects of a rigid curriculum. AINSCO highlights that Pakistan's standard, inflexible and rigid curriculum presents significant challenges to implementing differentiated instruction, thereby limiting the ability to address the needs of diverse learners. Hussain emphasized that the lack of flexibility in the curriculum contributes significantly to the exclusion of autistic children from mainstream schooling in Pakistan. Hassan et al. Argue that having a single rigid curriculum for all learners poses a major challenge in inclusive settings, as it fails to accommodate the needs of diverse learners. In this study, interviews with teachers served as the primary mode of collecting data, allowing for open-ended responses that provide detailed insights into teachers' experiences and practices in inclusive classrooms using the existing curriculum. Conducting the interviews in Urdu, which is the national language, this ensured that participants could fully express their thoughts and experiences. Interviews were recorded and then transcribed in Urdu and translated into English to retain the authenticity of the data. Using purposive sampling, the researchers selected teachers with a minimum of 3 years' experience in inclusive classrooms to gather the relevant information. Interviews lasting 15 to 35 minutes took place within familiar staff rooms in model schools, creating a comfortable environment for participants. The study utilized an inductive approach to data analysis, developing themes from the bottom up by organizing data into abstract categories. Researchers employed content analysis, repeatedly reviewing transcribed interviews to systematically categorize all the data. Through a coding and retrieving process, they identified themes and organized their findings. The findings highlight several challenges with the current curriculum's inability to support inclusive education effectively. Its rigidity limits the accommodation of students with diverse needs, particularly for students with special educational needs, and fails to adapt to varying abilities and learning paces, leading to issues with engagement and comprehension. Additionally, it was found that teachers find the curriculum overly lengthy and extremely demanding, which constrains their ability to integrate activities to accommodate students with additional needs, as they are pressured to cover all the syllabus content within a certain time frame. The curriculum's lack of flexibility and lack of alternative delivery methods, such as differentiated formats for students who learn differently, further hinders effective learning outcomes. Teachers are also compelled to assess students using a uniform assessment criteria, which is particularly problematic for students requiring additional support. Consequently, teachers are often compelled and pressurized to prioritize syllabus completion over providing individualized support, leaving students with additional needs at a complete disadvantage. The current curriculum's inability to adapt to the needs of diverse learners not only marginalizes these students, but also prevents their effective inclusion in mainstream classroom settings. Therefore, the literature calls for a more tailored approach, where a comprehensive and adaptable curriculum becomes the cornerstone of inclusive education, catering to the needs of all learners. Adding to the above, a study by Kamran and Bano explored the challenges related to inclusive education in Pakistan, highlighting how the issue has been investigated using different methodologies, including quantitative, qualitative, and mixed method research. They reviewed 30 research papers pertaining to the topic. Their findings indicated that 13 out of the 30 selected research papers approached the issue from a positive lens using quantitative methods, while the remaining 60% employed qualitative and mixed methods. The researchers found key themes amongst all the research, including marginalization, lack of community-based collaborations in curriculum development, and notably the need for curriculum modifications. One of the primary issues identified is the absence of curriculum modifications in inclusive schools. The existing curricula and teaching learning materials are not aligned with the needs of special needs children, making it challenging to provide effective education to these children. The current curriculum does not support individualized teaching methods and materials, which are crucial for addressing the diverse needs of students with disabilities. This lack of flexibility in the existing curriculum hinders the ability of teachers to implement differentiated instruction, which is necessary for inclusive education. A unique point highlighted in this article is how the existing curriculum often fails to address and take children out for extracurricular activities. So extracurricular activities are not incorporated as part of the learning process in this curriculum. This exclusion limits the opportunities of children with additional needs to develop social skills and engage in non-academic learning experiences, which are essential for a holistic development. 9 out of the 30 studies emphasize the lack of curriculum modification, suggesting that a rigid and outdated national curriculum significantly contributes to the exclusion of autistic children from mainstream schooling in Pakistan. It was also drawn from the literature that teachers are not permitted to make adjustments to the existing curriculum to cater to the needs of diverse students. This article clearly indicates that without flexible and inclusive curricula, the exclusion of autistic children from mainstream education systems in Pakistan will continue to persist. In addition to the above, multiple other articles reviewed reveal that a rigid curriculum acts as a major obstacle to the inclusion of autistic children in mainstream schools. For instance, the article Voices of Out-of-School Children with Disabilities in Pakistan by Manzoor, Hamid and Nabil reiterated that inflexible curricula and stringent assessment systems hindered the inclusion of children with disabilities in mainstream schools. These factors prevent schools from accommodating diverse needs, resulting in the exclusion of many students who require a more adaptable and supportive educational system. In addition to these findings, Safdar et al. Emphasize that existing structures like curriculum and assessment in Pakistan create significant barriers to inclusive education. The current education system is heavily dependent on a homogenized delivery method that overlooks the diverse needs of students, particularly those with disabilities. This rigidity in curriculum design and implementation not only disadvantages students with unique needs, but also limits the ability of teachers to effectively adapt their teaching methodologies. As a result, the rigid curriculum and inflexible assessment system further impede the inclusion of students with diverse needs in educational settings. Moreover, research indicates that over half of the parents of autistic children have expressed concerns over their children's educational needs, which are not being met by the current curriculum structure. The inflexible nature of traditional curricula therefore limits the ability of meaningful inclusion in mainstream settings. Consequently, this gap in curriculum responsiveness continues to perpetuate the exclusion of autistic children from receiving equitable educational opportunities.
Through this episode's literature review, we aim to shed light on how the rigid curriculum structure in Pakistan's educational system contributes significantly to the exclusion of autistic children from mainstream education. The reviewed studies reveal that the inflexibility of the current curriculum, which lacks adaptability and differentiation, serves as a major roadblock in accommodating the diverse needs of learners, particularly those with autism. This rigidity, coupled with standardized assessment criteria, prevents educators from implementing inclusive practices and tailoring instruction to support children with varying abilities. As a result, autistic children are often marginalized and denied equal opportunities for meaningful engagement in learning. Addressing these challenges necessitates a comprehensive overhaul of the curriculum to incorporate flexibility, allowing for individualized learning goals and teaching strategies that promote inclusion. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will delve deeper into other structural and systemic barriers contributing to the exclusion of autistic children in early childhood education.